Welcome to your personalized deep dive.
Well, yeah.
Today we're going behind the scenes
Sounds good.
to explore what it really takes to be a successful program director in 2025.
Okay.
We've got this fascinating guide called 2025 Program Director Interview Questions and Answers
Right.
to help us navigate this complex role.
It's more than just managing projects.
Oh?
Yeah, it's about strategic vision and leadership.
Okay.
Think of a program director as like the linchpin, connecting an organization's goals to the actual execution of the programs.
So it's not just about hitting deadlines, but understanding how those deadlines contribute to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense given how much more complex projects have become these days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The guide highlights a trend we're seeing.
Okay.
Program directors are increasingly being asked to demonstrate a deep understanding of the organization's strategic goals
Okay.
and how their programs contribute to those goals.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just deliver a project on time and within budget.
Right.
You need to show that you can move the needle for the organization.
And that's where strategic vision comes in, right?
Exactly.
But what does that actually look like for a program director?
It means being able to anticipate future trends in your field and
Right.
aligning your program to capitalize on those opportunities.
So like looking ahead.
Yeah, for example, the guide suggests using a specific financial model
Okay.
to assess program viability.
Mhm.
It goes beyond basic ROI and considers factors like long-term impact and alignment with emerging industry trends,
I see.
which are especially relevant for 2025.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
So if I'm going into an interview for a program director role, I should be prepared to talk about how my programs not only meet immediate needs,
Yeah,
but also position the organization for future success.
absolutely.
Okay.
And the guide breaks down the types of questions you're likely to face in an interview
Okay.
to assess your strategic thinking and leadership skills.
Okay, let's dive into those questions. It sounds like preparation is key.
Definitely.
What categories of questions should someone expect?
The guide outlines 5 key areas:
Okay.
leadership and vision, strategic and operational, behavioral and situational, communication and stakeholder management,
Okay.
and finally, technical and industry-specific questions.
Wow, that's comprehensive.
Yeah,
It sounds like they're trying to get a 360-degree view of your capabilities.
they are, and
Yeah.
that's why it's so crucial to be prepared.
Right.
The guide not only outlines the types of questions, but also provides concrete examples of tough questions.
Okay.
And more importantly, how to answer them effectively.
So it's like having a cheat sheet for the interview process.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
get to the juicy stuff, those tricky questions that often trip people up.
Right.
What are some examples?
One that frequently comes up is,
Okay.
how do you ensure that the programs you manage align with the organization's strategic goals?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a deceptively simple question.
I can see how that one could be a challenge.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just say, I make sure the program aligns with the goals.
Right.
You need to demonstrate a deeper understanding.
You need to show the interviewers that you can think strategically
Okay.
and connect the dots between your program's objectives and the organization's overall vision.
So how do you nail that answer? What does the guide recommend?
The key is to go beyond simply stating that you understand the organization's goals.
Okay.
Instead, talk about how you collaborate with stakeholders to define those goals and then translate them into specific program objectives.
Okay.
The guide also suggests sharing a real-world example
Okay.
of how you've successfully achieved this alignment in the past.
I see.
For instance, it includes a scenario where a program director boosted their program's ROI by 25%
Wow.
by meticulously aligning it with the organization's strategic priorities.
If I could demonstrate a 25% ROI increase in an interview, I'd be feeling pretty confident. It sounds like having those quantifiable results really makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Numbers speak volumes.
Yeah.
And being able to showcase those tangible outcomes is a powerful way to demonstrate your impact as a program director.
For sure.
So we've got aligning with organizational goals.
Okay.
What other challenging questions should program director hopefuls be ready for?
Another common one is, can you describe a time when you had to manage a program with limited resources?
Ah, yeah.
This is where your creativity and prioritization skills really come into play.
It's a classic scenario.
Yeah, it feels like resources are always limited.
Especially in today's environment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And interviewers want to see how you can make the most of what you have, how you can do more with less.
Okay.
The guide actually gives an example of a program director who achieved a 30% reach increase despite a tight budget.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm starting to understand why this guide is so valuable. It's not just about theoretical concepts. It's about providing practical strategies and real-world examples.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It gives you a glimpse into what successful program directors are actually doing and how they're approaching these common challenges.
So we've got aligning with goals.
Okay.
And managing limited resources.
Yes.
What other hurdles should we be prepared to jump over?
Well, as you know, data is everything these days. So be prepared to answer questions about measuring and reporting program success.
Okay.
Interviewers will want to see that you can articulate the metrics you use to track progress and demonstrate your ability to communicate those results effectively to stakeholders.
It makes me wonder if there are specific data points that hiring managers are looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe this guide has some insights.
It does.
Okay.
The guide emphasizes that it's not enough to just present data.
Right.
You need to show that you understand what the data means and how it relates to the program's objectives.
Okay.
It suggests using data visualization tools to present information clearly and concisely.
Yeah.
For instance, one program director in the guide used data visualization to demonstrate a 40% improvement in participant outcomes.
Wow.
Which really resonated with the hiring manager.
I can see how a clear visual representation of those results would be much more impactful than just rattling off numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about telling a compelling story with the data and using it to demonstrate your impact as a program director.
Okay, so we've got aligning with goals,
Okay.
managing resources, and being data savvy.
Right.
What about the people side of things?
Okay.
I imagine leadership and teamwork are pretty crucial for a program director.
You're spot on.
Yeah.
The guide dedicates an entire section to questions about managing and motivating your team.
Okay.
They stress that interviewers are looking for insights into your leadership style and your ability to foster a positive team culture.
This is where those so-called soft skills come in.
Right.
It's not just about telling people what to do. It's about inspiring and empowering them to do their best work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about creating an environment where people feel valued, respected, and motivated to contribute to the team's success.
Okay.
The guide provides an excellent example of a program director who achieved high retention rates.
Wow.
And consistently exceeded program deliverables.
That's impressive.
By prioritizing clear communication, regular feedback, and celebrating both team and individual achievements.
Okay.
It's also interesting to note that they specifically emphasize the importance of psychological safety within the team.
Creating a psychologically safe environment.
Yeah.
That's something I'm hearing more and more about these days.
It's becoming increasingly crucial.
Yeah.
Especially as teams become more diverse and geographically dispersed.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
A team that feels safe to speak up, share ideas, and even make mistakes is more likely to be innovative and productive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's precisely the kind of team environment that a successful program director strives to create.
Okay, so we've got aligning with goals, managing resources, being data-driven, and fostering a positive team environment.
Right.
What about handling those inevitable curveballs that come with any project?
You know,
I'm talking
the unexpected challenges.
Right.
That's where questions about scope changes come in.
I see.
Interviewers want to see how you adapt and remain flexible when those inevitable twists and turns arise.
Because no program ever goes exactly according to plan.
Right. Precisely.
There's always something that throws you off course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the guide highlights the importance of not just reacting to changes, but proactively assessing their impact.
Okay.
Making informed decisions, and clearly communicating those adjustments to your team and stakeholders.
It sounds like it's not just about being flexible, but also about being a strong communicator.
Right.
Especially when things get a bit chaotic.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Effective communication is key to navigating scope changes smoothly and ensuring that everyone is on the same page.
Right.
The guide even includes a scenario where a program director successfully navigated a significant shift in project deliverables without compromising quality or missing deadlines.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's like they had a crystal ball and anticipated those changes before they even happened.
Well, it's not about predicting the future,
right?
But about having a plan in place to manage change effectively.
I see.
The guide emphasizes that program directors should proactively identify potential risks.
Okay.
And develop contingency plans.
So it's about being prepared for the unexpected?
Yeah.
And having a toolkit of strategies to handle those curveballs.
Exactly.
I like that.
And speaking of toolkits, the guide goes beyond just answering questions.
Okay.
It also offers valuable advice on how to showcase your wins and choose the right program to highlight your skills and achievements.
This is where you get to shine.
Yeah.
And demonstrate your ability to deliver tangible results. It's like choosing the perfect audition piece. You want to select something that showcases your strengths and aligns with the director's vision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The guide suggests selecting a program that closely aligns with the organization's goals
Okay.
and the specific requirements of the role you're interviewing for.
So if the position emphasizes stakeholder management,
Yeah.
I might choose a program where I successfully navigated complex relationships and achieved buy-in from multiple parties.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
Or if the role focuses on financial performance,
Okay.
you might highlight a program where you maximized resources and achieved a significant ROI.
It's about tailoring your examples to demonstrate the specific skills and experience they're looking for.
Right.
I like it.
And don't be afraid to get into the details.
Okay.
The guide encourages you to explain the challenges you faced, the strategies you implemented, and the specific outcomes you achieved.
It's like telling a story that brings your experience to life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And makes it memorable for the interviewer.
It helps them to see you not just as a list of qualifications, but as a capable and experienced program director who can deliver results.
For sure.
You know, it's interesting. We've been focusing on how to answer those tough questions.
Yeah.
But what about asking questions of your own?
Right.
Does the guide address that as well?
It absolutely does.
Okay.
The guide emphasizes that the questions you ask reveal just as much about you as your answers.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It shows that you're engaged, curious, and thinking critically about the role and the organization.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity to gather valuable information that can help you decide if this is the right fit for you.
So what kind of questions does the guide recommend asking?
Well, one suggestion is to inquire about the program's primary objectives and how those align with the organization's strategic goals.
I see.
This demonstrates your strategic thinking and your commitment to contributing to the bigger picture.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It shows that you're not just interested in the day-to-day tasks,
Right.
but also in the long-term impact to the program.
Right.
Okay. Any other gems from the guide in terms of insightful questions to ask?
They also recommend asking about how the organization measures program success and what role program directors play in the evaluation process.
Okay.
This highlights your focus on results and accountability.
That's a smart one.
Yeah,
You want to be sure that your definition of success aligns with the organization's.
precisely.
Okay.
And it shows that you're thinking about how you'll be evaluated
Right.
and how you'll contribute to the program's overall success.
What about the team and the work environment?
Okay,
Is it appropriate to ask about those things?
absolutely.
Okay.
The guide encourages you to ask about the team you'd be working with, their strengths, and the overall team dynamics.
I see.
And it's essential to understand the culture and how well you might fit in.
Right, because even the most amazing job can be a nightmare if you're working with a toxic team or a culture that clashes with your values.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about finding the right fit for both you and the organization.
Okay.
And finally, the guide recommends asking about professional development opportunities.
Okay.
This demonstrates your ambition and your commitment to continuous learning and growth.
So it's a chance to see if the organization is invested in its employees' development and whether they provide opportunities for growth and advancement.
That's right.
Okay.
It shows that you're thinking long-term and looking for an environment that supports your professional journey.
You know, this has been incredibly helpful.
Good.
We've covered a lot of ground in terms of the types of questions to expect in an interview.
We have.
But I'm curious,
Okay.
does the guide go beyond just the questions? Does it talk about those less tangible qualities that make a top program director candidate?
It absolutely does.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Let's dive into those. What are we talking about here?
Well, first and foremost is leadership and vision.
Right.
The guide emphasizes that a great program director doesn't just manage tasks and deadlines.
Right.
They inspire their team and set a clear path forward.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You need to be able to rally people around a common goal and keep them motivated, especially when things get tough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about creating a shared sense of purpose
Mm-hmm.
and inspiring your team to achieve something truly meaningful.
And then there's stakeholder management,
Yes.
which we've touched on already.
Right.
It's all about navigating those different interests and keeping everyone on board, from team members to executives to external partners.
Yes, and the guide emphasizes the importance of building strong relationships with stakeholders based on trust, transparency, and open communication.
Sounds like a delicate balancing act.
It is.
But it also sounds crucial for ensuring that everyone feels heard and valued and that the program stays on track.
Absolutely. And it's a skill that takes time and practice to develop.
What other traits does the guide highlight?
Financial acumen is another crucial one.
Okay.
A top program director doesn't just understand the budget.
Right.
They know how to allocate resources wisely and make sure the program's finances are in good shape.
Right, because even the most brilliant program can fall apart if it's not financially sustainable.
Exactly.
What other superpowers should aspiring program directors be working on?
Risk management is another big one.
Okay.
It's all about anticipating potential problems and having backup plans ready to go.
So being prepared for those inevitable curveballs we talked about earlier.
Precisely.
Okay.
And of course, adaptability and problem solving go hand in hand with risk management.
Right.
A great program director can roll with the punches and find creative solutions under pressure.
That's a valuable skill in any field.
Yeah.
But especially in a fast-paced, constantly changing role like this.
Yeah, for sure.
What other essential skills should we add to our list?
Effective communication is absolutely paramount. Okay. You need to be able to get your point across clearly and concisely, whether you're talking to your team, your boss, or external stakeholders.
So no rambling on and on.
Yeah.
Get to the point and make sure everyone understands what's happening and what's expected of them.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the guide also emphasizes the importance of active listening.
Oh, that's a good one.
Which is often overlooked.
Yeah, it's not just about talking.
Right.
It's about really hearing what others have to say and considering their perspectives.
Right.
I like it.
And finally, the guide highlights the importance of process improvement.
Okay.
A top program director isn't content with just getting things done.
Yeah.
They're always looking for ways to do things better, more efficiently, and with a greater impact.
It's that continuous improvement mindset, right?
Exactly.
Not just settling for good enough, but always striving to learn, grow, and make things better.
Precisely.
I like
These traits, combined with the right skills and experience, can really make the difference between a good program director and a truly exceptional one.
This has been incredibly enlightening.
Yeah, it has.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the types of questions to expect in an interview to the essential traits of a successful program director.
We have, and we've only just begun to scratch the surface of this fantastic guide.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but don't worry.
Okay.
We'll continue our deep dive in part 2 of this episode.
I can't wait.
Where we'll explore even more specific scenarios and strategies for acing that program director interview.
All right, sounds good.
So stay tuned.
Until then, listeners, we'll see you next time for part 2.
See ya.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of program directors.
Yeah, picking up right where we left off.
Yeah.
Exploring the ins and outs of what it takes to excel in this dynamic role.
Okay.
And prepare for those challenging interview questions.
I'm ready to dive back in. In part 1, we talked about those tricky questions about aligning with organizational goals,
All right.
managing resources,
Yeah.
and demonstrating those all-important data skills.
Right. And we also touched on the significance of those less tangible qualities, like leadership, stakeholder management, and financial acumen.
It's like there's a whole hidden curriculum for program directors beyond just the technical skills.
Exactly. And this guide, 2025 Program Director Interview Questions and Answers, really shines a light on those hidden elements.
You know, one thing that stood out to me from part 1 was the emphasis on asking insightful questions during the interview.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about answering their questions,
Right.
but demonstrating your own curiosity and strategic thinking.
Absolutely. The guide suggests that your questions can be just as revealing as your answers.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a chance to showcase your understanding of the organization and the role.
And to gather crucial information that can help you decide if this is the right opportunity for you.
Right. It's a two-way street.
I like that.
And one area the guide recommends exploring is the organization's approach to measuring program success.
I see why that's important.
Yeah.
It shows you're focused on results and accountability.
Right.
And that you're thinking about how you'll measure your own success in the role.
It also gives you valuable insights into what the organization values and prioritizes.
So you can tailor your responses and highlight your achievements in a way that aligns with their expectations.
Precisely. For example, if they emphasize data-driven decision-making, you'll want to showcase your experience using data to track progress and measure impact.
Okay.
And if they prioritize collaboration and stakeholder engagement,
Yeah.
you can highlight your success in building relationships and achieving consensus.
It's all about understanding their language and demonstrating how your skills and experience match their specific needs.
Exactly.
Okay.
Speaking of showcasing your wins, the guide also offers some great tips on choosing the right program to highlight during your interview.
Ah, yeah, the star of the show. This is your chance to shine and demonstrate your ability to deliver tangible results.
Exactly. The guide suggests selecting a program that closely aligns with the organization's goals
Okay.
and the specific requirements of the role you're interviewing for.
So, if the position emphasizes innovation, you might choose a program where you implemented a new approach or technology.
Right. Or if they're looking for someone who can manage complex projects,
Okay.
you might highlight a program with multiple stakeholders and a large budget.
And don't be afraid to go beyond the surface level.
Absolutely. The guide encourages you to tell the story of the program,
Okay.
explaining the challenges you faced, the strategies you employed, and the specific outcomes you achieved.
It's about painting a vivid picture for the interviewer,
Yeah.
helping them to see you in action and understand your impact.
And remember, this is your chance to showcase your thought process,
Okay.
your problem-solving abilities, and your leadership skills.
It's about going beyond just listing your accomplishments and demonstrating how you think, how you work, and how you lead.
Now, beyond the specific questions and answers, the guide also emphasizes the importance of those intangible qualities that set top candidates apart.
We touched on these briefly in part one,
Yeah.
but let's dig a little deeper into what it takes to really stand out as a program director.
Absolutely. One of the key traits they highlight is leadership and vision.
Okay.
This goes beyond just managing tasks and deadlines.
It's about inspiring your team, setting a clear direction, and motivating everyone to work together towards a shared goal.
A great program director can paint a compelling picture of the future
Right.
and rally their team around that vision.
And they also need to be adept at stakeholder management, which, as we've discussed, involves understanding different perspectives,
Yeah.
building consensus, and keeping everyone informed and engaged.
It's about navigating those complex relationships and ensuring that everyone feels heard and valued.
And of course, we can't forget about financial acumen.
Right.
A top program director needs to be comfortable with budgets, resource allocation, and financial reporting.
They need to understand the financial implications of their decisions and ensure that the program is operating sustainably.
Risk management is another crucial skill.
Yeah.
It's about being proactive, identifying potential challenges, and having contingency plans in place to mitigate those risks.
A great program director can anticipate problems before they arise and keep the program on track even when faced with unexpected obstacles.
And that ties into another important quality: adaptability.
Yes.
You need to be able to think on your feet, adjust to changing circumstances, and find creative solutions when things don't go according to plan.
It's about being flexible and resilient, embracing change as an opportunity rather than a threat.
Effective communication is also paramount.
Yeah.
A program director needs to be able to communicate clearly and concisely with a wide range of audiences, from team members to senior executives to external partners.
They need to tailor their message to each audience and ensure that everyone understands the program's goals, progress, and challenges.
And as we mentioned earlier, active listening is just as important as being able to articulate your own ideas.
It's about creating a culture of open communication where everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and perspectives.
And finally, the guide emphasizes the importance of process improvement.
Right.
A top program director is always looking for ways to do things better, more efficiently, and with a greater impact.
They're not content with the status quo and are constantly seeking to optimize processes,
Right.
streamline workflows, and enhance program outcomes.
It's that continuous improvement mindset that sets them apart.
Yeah.
They're always learning, growing, and evolving.
These intangible qualities combined with the right skills and experience can truly make the difference between a good program director and an exceptional one.
They're the hallmarks of a leader who can inspire, motivate, and guide their team to achieve extraordinary results.
So if you're aspiring to become a program director or are simply interested in learning more about this multifaceted role, this guide is an invaluable resource.
It's packed with practical advice, real-world examples and insights that can help you navigate the interview process
Right.
and excel in this exciting and challenging field.
And even if you're not actively seeking a program director role right now, I think there's a lot we can learn from this guide
Okay,
about leadership, strategic thinking, and achieving impactful results.
I agree. It's about taking those principles and applying them to any project or role we're in.
Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground in these first two parts,
Right.
but we're not done yet.
Oh, really?
That's right. In the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore some additional strategies for acing that program director interview
Okay.
and leaving a lasting impression on the hiring team.
So stay tuned for more valuable insights and actionable tips to help you land your dream job as a program director. Welcome back to the deep dive.
We're in the final stretch of our exploration into the world of program directors in 2025.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It has.
From understanding the evolving demands of the role to unpacking those tricky interview questions.
Yeah.
And we can't forget about those intangible qualities that truly set exceptional program directors apart.
Right.
It's like they possess a secret blend of leadership strategic thinking and a knack for navigating complexity.
Absolutely.
And throughout this deep dive, our trusty guide, 2025 Program Director Interview Questions and Answers, has been like a roadmap,
Yeah.
helping us navigate this intricate landscape.
Yeah, for sure.
It's one thing to understand the concepts and skills,
Right?
but it's another to actually perform well in that high-stakes interview setting.
Yeah, definitely.
So in this final part, I'm eager to hear any additional strategies the guide offers to help us truly ace that interview and land our dream job.
You read my mind. The guide goes beyond just content preparation.
Oh, really?
It delves into those crucial yet often overlooked aspects of the interview process.
Okay.
Think of it as polishing your presentation to make sure you truly shine.
Okay, I'm all ears. Where do we start?
Well, the guide emphasizes something we often take for granted.
Oh,
Prep.
I can see how that might sound obvious,
Yeah.
but it's easy to underestimate the power of thorough preparation.
Exactly. It's not just about reviewing your resume or practicing your elevator pitch.
Right.
It's about taking the time to truly understand the organization, their culture, their programs, and the specific role you're interviewing for.
So it's about aligning yourself with their vision and demonstrating that you've done your homework.
Right. The guide suggests going beyond just browsing their website.
Okay.
Dive into their annual reports, read industry articles about them, check out their social media presence.
Wow.
Immerse yourself in their world.
I can see how that would give you a significant edge.
Yeah.
Not only would you be more informed, but you'd also be able to ask more insightful questions, demonstrating genuine interest.
Exactly. And speaking of questions, remember that the interview is a two-way street.
That's a good point.
It's not just about them evaluating you. It's also about you evaluating them.
That's a great reminder. It's easy to get caught up in trying to impress them that we forget to assess whether this is the right fit for us.
Precisely. So use those questions strategically.
Okay.
Inquire about things that matter to you, whether it's the team dynamics, the organizational culture, or the opportunities for growth and development.
Okay, so we've got thorough preparation and strategic questioning. What other gems does the guide offer?
Well, it also highlights the importance of practice.
Okay.
Don't just mentally rehearse your answers, actually say them out loud,
Oh.
preferably with a trusted friend or mentor.
I've heard that mock interviews can be incredibly helpful.
Yeah, they are.
It's like having a dress rehearsal before the big performance.
Exactly. It allows you to get comfortable talking about your experience, refine your answers, and receive valuable feedback on your delivery.
And speaking of delivery, the guide also emphasizes the importance of nonverbal communication.
Right.
Sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Absolutely. Body language can speak volumes. Maintain eye contact, sit up straight, and project confidence through your posture and demeanor.
It's about conveying enthusiasm and engagement, even if you're feeling those pre-interview jitters.
Right. And remember to breathe.
Okay.
Taking a few deep breaths before the interview can help calm your nerves and allow you to think more clearly.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
It's amazing how something as simple as breathing can make such a difference.
It really can. And here's another seemingly simple yet powerful tip from the guide.
Okay.
Smile. A genuine smile can go a long way in creating a positive impression and putting both you and the interviewer at ease.
It's so easy to get caught up in the seriousness of the interview that we forget the power of human connection.
Yeah.
A smile can really break the ice and make the whole experience more enjoyable for everyone involved.
Absolutely. And ultimately, the guide reminds us that the most important thing is to be yourself.
Authenticity is so crucial.
Yeah.
Trying to be someone you're not will only backfire.
Exactly. Let your personality shine through.
Yeah.
Share your passion for the work and demonstrate your genuine enthusiasm for the opportunity.
Because in the end, interviewers are looking for more than just skills and experience.
Yeah.
They're looking for someone who fits well with the team.
Right.
Someone who brings a positive energy and a genuine desire to contribute.
That's right. And that's something that can't be faked.
Right.
It comes from within.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to thank you for sharing all of these incredibly valuable insights from the guide.
It's been my pleasure. It's been like uncovering a treasure trove of wisdom for aspiring program directors.
And for anyone listening, whether you're actively pursuing a program director role or simply looking to enhance your leadership skills, I highly encourage you to check out this guide. It's packed with practical advice and real-world examples that can make a real difference in your journey.
Absolutely. And remember, the world needs passionate, skilled, and visionary program directors to shape the future. So believe in yourself, embrace the challenge, and never stop learning and growing.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep reaching for your goals.